I've always said it's about miscommunication. And
Well,
sort of shit.
When the way that you wrote me some stuff a while back about your interpretation of it, which made it much clearer to me what it was about. Because a lot of songs that I write, but sometimes it's many years later where I actually go, oh, that's what it's about. You're quite onto that part of it where it's not going to take forever for it to be quite, quite in front of you what the answer is. And yeah, for me that song could mean so many different things, and in a way, as far as an audience goes, in understanding lyrics or trying to get something out of them, that's actually how it is. It could be many different things for whoever's listening to it, and it's kind of like that for me because I keep changing my mind about what it is really about. But miscommunication is definitely in there, especially the way that the name of the song came about too. That was prophetic to me. Okay, Rhys, what's the real story behind Butch Teeth, since no one else seems to have any idea?
So, we got a habit of, I've got a habit of giving the songs all weird as shit names. Mainly because when I'm writing the songs at home, and I've actually gone through the process of doing the bass line, doing the guitar line, writing down a real crude drum track, and I sit there and I mix it, and then I send it through to the other guys, and basically I'm sitting there going, oh shit, what I'm going to call this? I'm not going to call this like song 1, song 2, anything like that. I just don't. I feel like if you birth a song and you give it a name, it sort of gives it its own life, and it doesn't matter what name you give it, and it all comes down to how it's played and the lyrics that come to it. You could interpret the name any which way you want, but Butch Teeth was really weird because it was one of the rare songs that we do that was not pre-produced at home per se. Because I remember we were jamming here and Nath hadn't turned up yet, he was running late. And I was just sound checking all the gear and just getting the tones right, and Nick was setting up, and I started playing this riff, and Nick just looked up at me and just started saying, keep playing it, so you just did your bit. And then as we were figuring out, Nath walks through the door and he's just nodding his head, just going, looking at me, going, what's this? And he picked up mic and basically sang. It was really weird how it all happened.
It all just came together.
Yeah. And it felt like it was going to be something special for us anyway. And the name itself, actually I had the name for it before the song came together. Pardon me. It was a conversation between my partner and my eldest daughter, and they misheard each other, and I can't even remember what my partner said, but my daughter looked there and said, "Did you just say Butch Teeth?" And I was working on something on the computer at the time, and I turned around and just went, "What?" And I thought it was funny, and those two were laughing, and then my daughter just said, you have to name the next song you write, you have to call it that. So we did.
Meant to be.
So it's kind of funny, it ends up being a miscommunication thing, which is what I've always thought the song was about anyway. And the whole bridge round thing, that was when we were doing pre-production for the studio, and it felt like it needed an extra bit in there, and I was explaining this to Nath, and all of a sudden this, I don't know why, I just felt like doing an echo part, and I know we were in the studio with Brian, and he wasn't too keen on it, and then I started singing it, and he's just gone, that works, so we did it, and it stuck. So that's Butch Teeth. I don't know, you got anything to add to it?
I don't really have much to add to it. I play the drums. So.
That's deep, man.
Yeah.
That's deep.